Hi everyone, it's Stephen here, and welcome to another episode of RSL Meets. And today I've come to the Northwest, to the not so sunny St. Helens, to the fantastic Jamm Studios. I'm here now with the owner and founder, Dominic. Dominic, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
In fact, we met before because I came here a couple of months ago just to have a look around, and I was absolutely bowled over by the place. But thanks very much for seeing me today. Do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about Jamm Studios? Why did you set it up, and what was the inspiration for this place?
Okay, so this all started from I used to teach driving around like a lot of people used to do, and very quickly realised that what I wanted to be able to deliver, I couldn't do in people's front rooms or in the conservatories and driving around every night. I needed a place to do that. So the idea of what we do here, taking people from complete beginners or established players in music lessons, and having the facilities available to put them in bands, help them build musicianship skills, get graded exams if they wish, and then perform as well on site and give them that whole experience and possibly record them too. That's the sort of start to finish process I wanted to be able to give to people. And, we've been very fortunate that from day one we've been able to do that, and we've been doing that for the last, 11 years next month.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's a really impressive premises we got here, actually. It seems to have quite a bit of history behind it. Do you want to talk a bit about the history of this building?
It does. This building in St. Helens has been a historical building all the way back. It's over 100 years old, and it's had a history where it's been through army use and navy use, and then onto the retired servicemen and other things before we got hold of it. And for us, it was important to try and retain some of that heritage and bring it back to life.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, we're in this amazing room right now. It's actually like a proper concert venue, if anything. And was this like the dance hall or something back in the days? You could actually hire this out. I presume you do as an actual venue, don't you?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we do a lot of our own gigs, but sometimes, for things like album launches or, more boutique type, intimate gigs, people will hire it. But this room's been used for everything. I think a lot of people from my generation and older in St. Helens have probably used this room for their wedding anniversaries or christenings, etc., etc. But it's been used for many things, from mess halls to sign up, some people signing up for war, etc.
All right. Well, now they're signing up for something a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different, more fun.
I mean, it's a great resource for your students, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of which instruments do you teach here at Jamm?
So we cover most contemporary instruments, so anything from drums, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass, piano, keyboard, and vocals, and we also do saxophone as well.
Saxophone. Well, I'm sure you're aware that RSL just released a brand new saxophone, trumpet, and trombone syllabus a few weeks ago. We hope that maybe you'll be able to introduce that to some of your students. But you're quite unique amongst our champion centres, because not only do you deliver our rock school syllabus, but you will be delivering some of our vocational qualifications in 2024, which we're really excited about. Why don't you tell us, why do you think they're a good fit for Jamm Studios? What made you pick our VQs over the other offerings that are out there?
So we're working with a great company to make this happen for students. We're working with Brighter Futures, one of the biggest providers of education in the UK outside of normal schools and colleges. And when we spoke to them about how we could deliver this, music not having been something they've done in the past, they put us down the normal route of look at these different qualifications that are on offer. And the problem with those is that we would have to have 5 different offerings and people down different tracks, and to make it work would have been very, very difficult. And then when I was introduced to the VQs through RSL, it was a natural fit for one. We use RSL's graded exams for, any instrument exams. Yeah. And then to look at the actual syllabus and what's on offer is that we could build a course that fits exactly what we want. We want a practical course that people can build real usable skills that they can then take onto university, that universities will want. And we can shape that in a way that people don't have to be on different tracks for different things. They can just study certain subjects or not take them if they need to supplement it with maths and English and things like that. It was a far better fit than anything else we'd seen. And the modules on offer, they are more relevant to what a musician would need in the industry. So for us, it was a complete no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, that's RSL in a nutshell. I feel is industry relevant. It's created and written by people who are in the industry and know what they're talking about, which is why I think they resonate so well with people like yourself and hopefully students. Now, there is another Jamm Studios, and people may think, well, it must be in Liverpool or Manchester or maybe Sheffield or something. That would make sense, so to speak. But you decided to go slightly further afield and open up a Jamm Studios in Qatar.
Yes.
So do you want to explain a little bit about your decision there? And what made you want to go all the way out to Doha to open up studio?
It was a little while ago now, but to go back to that point, from the very beginning, and I think some of the people who've been here 11 years working with us will know from the initial interview with me that I said, look, I want to establish a music teaching brand that does things differently, a bit like RSL in terms of how they've gone, started off contemporary and gone down that route and really revolutionized music exams, is that I want to do something very different, but I also want to take that to other places in the world. That was a big driver for me, whether that be an online platform or physical. Obviously at the beginning, I didn't imagine that physical would be a possibility. But when the opportunity came up and it was the right time, and we had some people that would be able to assist us and that we knew in the region. And it was a case of, well, if we don't try this now, we'll probably never know what a physical location somewhere else in the world would function like. So we did that, and that's just celebrated its 4th birthday. It's been a bit difficult through COVID, etc., to manage that. But we've got a great team out there, again, working with RSL grades out there, and the students are enjoying that. And they're doing really well. So hopefully that's not the last location that's not in the UK.
Are we thinking RSL? You think of Jamm Studios, Mumbai, or sort of like
who knows?
Singapore? Who knows? Yeah, international. We like that a lot. So obviously RSL, we're an exams board company, and I asked this question to all of our interviewees. What value do you feel that taking grades brings to your students? Obviously, not everyone agrees with the grade side of things, which is fair enough, but why do you decide to put students in for our grades specifically?
Okay, so yeah, I agree with you. A lot of people aren't really completely down the graded route. And that was us for a long time, mainly because the exam boards that we'd used in the past, it didn't fit with the ethos of what we want to be able to deliver. So a lot of the services we provide are that we will turn you into a musician. We will give you those tools to be able to use the information you have and put it into context. And that just wasn't available from what we'd previously looked at. And when we looked at the RSL grades, it matched exactly like with the VQs. It matched exactly what we wanted to do. People can play real songs that they're interested in, things that are relevant. The exams presented in a way where you're using your instrument in context. And it's like that across every single grade, whereas with some of the boards that we've looked at in the past, it's not the same for all instruments. Drummers maybe don't have the same quality of content as maybe a guitarist does, etc. So it was important that matched all the way across and that everyone could enjoy those. And by doing that, it also feeds into what we do ourselves. So the students don't really feel like I'm doing grades or I'm learning to play the guitar. It's I'm learning to play the guitar and this content is part of that, and I'm going to walk away with a qualification. They don't feel like they're having to study for something.
Yeah, and that, again, that's the idea behind it. We have our 2 exam options. We've got the graded exam, which involves all the technical exercises and oral tests and things. But then we have our performing certificates, as you know, which is simply just a case of playing 5 pieces. And 3 of those pieces are free choice pieces if you want them to be. It can be anything you want. So they are designed to be as flexible and to be incorporated into a student's current teaching model as easily as possible. And that we're just trying to make people's life as easy as possible. And also, as you said, provide industry relevant qualifications. So my last question is, what are the plans for Jamm moving forward then? We mentioned Jamm Mumbai as a bit of a joke, but what are you thinking in terms of how RSL is going to play a part in Jamm looking forward?
So the big thing that I'm excited about is being able to actually put the VQs into use. So when the college actually starts next September, seeing those students using that content and what we've built around it, that's very exciting to us. Moving that on, whether we can then push that into any further education from there, that would be important to us too. But also to see people taking the graded exams that can aid them with university applications. So things, from grade 6 onwards, where they can accumulate UCAS points and potentially make their lives easier at college, etc. That's important for us to take people through that and heighten their learning experience by giving them, something that can be recognised at the end of it as well. In terms of future locations, who knows? We're in the works with something that's an online-based platform, and people are at the moment trying to stop me from looking at different locations in the US for potential sites. So I have to try and slow myself down sometimes.
Yeah, we are delighted to be awarding Champion Centre status to Jamm Studios, and we don't hand out this lightly. You have to really show dedication and a high level of quality and professionalism, both to teaching and the safeguarding And I have to say, I've been extremely impressed with Jamm Studios, particularly the professionalism and the way you present yourself and the quality of your facilities and your equipment. You know, it's really clear that you want to give the absolute best to your students. So it gives me great pleasure to award you this plaque. There you are, Dominic.
Thank you very much.
And I'd like you to hang that in private place somewhere, maybe where everyone can see it. And you also get this lovely banner as well as various perks of becoming a champion centre. And if you yourself are interested in becoming a champion centre, then please get in touch with business@rslawards.com, where we can provide you with more information. But that just leaves me to say a thank you very much to Dominic, and a thank you all to watching, and goodbye.